guys, it's Marcy at the OC Zoo. So today I am joined by Franklin, and Franklin here is a Sulcata tortoise, and they are also sometimes called African spurred tortoises. So this is a type of very large tortoise that is native to Africa. So we do not have these tortoises here in the United States. Now, unfortunately, this type of tortoise is sold often in the pet trade. And of course, when they're tiny little babies, they're very, very cute. But unfortunately, they will get really large, which makes it very hard for people to keep as pets. So Franklin here is over 200 pounds, and that is very normal for the size of a male Sulcata tortoise. So many of them end up in other types of human or managed care, such as in zoos or refuges or some types of rescues, because people don't want them anymore because they are so large. Now, I mentioned that this is a tortoise called a Sulcata tortoise. So the word sulcata is Latin for furrow, and that just means grooves. And so that refers to the grooves or spaces in between all of the scales or scutes that are covering the tortoise. Now, you do hear me calling this guy a tortoise and not a turtle. So you might be wondering what the difference is between a turtle and a tortoise. And typically, tortoises are land dwellers. So if you take a look at this leg of Franklin right here, you can see it has almost sort of an elephant-like look. It is definitely meant for being on land. So you don't see any type of webbing on these feet. Also, you see a very clunky or chunky shell up here with lots of bumps and all kinds of different textures on his shell. So typically those tell you that it is a land-dwelling tortoise. A turtle, on the other hand, would be one that you would find in water of some type. And so they tend to have webbed feet and also a much more smooth and streamlined shell. Now, this big shell here that we see, the top part we refer to as a carapace. And then the bottom part that you can't really see underneath there is a plate called a plastron. So we have the carapace on the top and the plastron on the bottom. Now, this big shell here enables the tortoise to stick his head out, even pull his head inside, or even pull his feet inside, but it does not allow the tortoise to leave the shell. So turtles and tortoises are permanently attached to their shell, and their backbone is actually attached to the shell itself. And I will show you what one looks like right here. So this is a shell from a type of turtle, and you can tell that you can see the backbone here, and that means that that animal is attached so they can't actually come outside of the shell. Now, the shell here is, Franklin's gonna do a little bit of moving. We can see how big he is. He's on the move eating his lunch today. So one of the other things I can tell you about Franklin is, of course, that this is a male, like I said, and he is about 200 pounds. So he is a big boy. And again, it's very hard to care for a tortoise that is this large in size. And so Franklin is enjoying a nice home here at the OC Zoo, where he gets food every day brought to him, and you might even see some of the remnants of what he was eating right now. He might even eat a few more pieces for us. And so what you can tell that he's eating are some different types of greens. So we've got some lettuces, we've even got some dried grass that I can see. I can see that he's got some carrots in here, and even some very small little pellets that we call tortoise pellets, and those have all the vitamins and nutrients that he needs every day. So he is an herbivore that only eats fruits and vegetables. Some of his favorites here at the zoo are romaine lettuce, which he loves, and he also tends to like bell peppers. So you can see they get kind of a big salad every day that they get to eat. I'm going to see if he's going to eat. Yep, he's taken his bell pepper there, so he does enjoy that a lot. All right, well, we're gonna let Franklin continue to eat his lunch, and we hope you guys are having a great day.